Live from Alco TV Studios in Michigan City, Indiana, this is Pro Wrestling Tonight with your host, John Bull. Good evening there, wrestling fans, and welcome back to Pro Wrestling Tonight. It's been a long time due to COVID-19, but we are here at the studio here at Alco TV and with my good friend, the one and only, the Mr. Interview Man himself, for our Chicagoland Championship Wrestling Moneymaker, Michael Allen.
Happy to be here, John. Thank you for having me back. I'm excited. Right, wrestling is starting to come back. It's starting to filter back in.
Yeah, we're starting to filter back in, and people are slowly recovering, and it's a good gradual climb back up.
Absolutely.
Huge announcement for you, the fans at home. October 3rd, here in Michigan City, Indiana, we will finally have our debut TV show for you. Chicagoland Championship Wrestling proudly presents Saturday Night Grapple Masters. And speaking of a rundown of the roster of who's going to be there, the matches coming up, we're also going to fill you in today of who's who going to be on the show. And ladies and gentlemen, what a show it will be.
It's going to be a great show. This card is like no other.
So let's talk about some of the matchups that we have coming into the October 3rd huge TV debut show. Mm-hmm. We have Yoya, the Cambodian submission machine, martial artist extraordinaire, shoot wrestler, the shooter weight. Mm-hmm. He'll be taking on the KANG of the whole show, Myles Mercer, who will be presented and managed by the one and only C-Red.
Think about this matchup, John. This matchup is two different styles, but these guys are going to be all over the place. This match is going to be fast-paced. It's going to be hard-hitting. I'm sure that we'll get a few back slaps from Myles Mercer, if you've ever seen him do that to people. It hurts me sitting on the sidelines. You got Yoya, like you said, the shooter weight. He's got the technical ability, got the striking ability. He can wrestle he can wrestle anyone. Has that tornado DDT. It's over.
It is, yeah. And he hits it so quick. Mm-hmm. He's like, what was that?
Yeah, what just happened? Exactly.
It's over,
mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah.
But then you got Mercer. Like you said, KANG of the whole show. Now he said he wants to be the KANG of all of Chicagoland. So, I mean, this guy, I think we talked about this in our last meeting.
Oh, he's considered by almost every talent that I've ever come across. They believe that within 5 to 10 years, he'll be on every television program in the country for professional wrestling. He is probably, in a lot of people's opinion, probably in the top 10 blue chip prospect list of the Midwest wrestling scene.
Absolutely.
He can talk, he can wrestle, he's a complete package. And he's going to be presented right here for you, the fans, at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling Saturday Night Grapple Masters.
You put someone like him, someone who has the it factor like Myles Mercer, and you put him with C-Red.
He's been to the dance.
It's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
It's extremely dangerous.
Absolutely. Another match that we got coming up in tag team action, since we are building up a phenomenal tag league for our promotion, we have the debuting 2 tag teams of the Triiibunal, which is Paragon and Chris Moore, taking on the Midwest Sons of... These kids literally put the Midwest on their shirts and back. The team known as No Coast. In case people at home are wondering why they call it No Coast, well, you got the East Coast, you have the West Coast, but here in the Midwest, there's No Coast. And these 2 young guys, they've been tearing it up for quite a long time. They're brothers as well, with Joe Blues and Brian Fraser, and it's going to be a phenomenal match because you got Paragon, who has a gift for gab. He can talk, but he can also back it up with his strikes and also his submission holds. And then you got the powerhouse in Chris Moore, who is a giant himself.
Just a beast.
But he's so agile, and it's so breathtaking to watch someone like him do what he does. And you put those 2 together, and you got Joe Blues and his brother Brian. That's going to be a great tag match.
That match is going to be, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people. Like you said, you have Paragon. He's just got an aura about him when it comes to the ring. Like, he's got a fan following. People like him. He comes out. He's got this presence.
He almost reminds me of pro wrestling's version of Prince.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. He has that smooth...
He comes to the ring. The crowd's going crazy. He's got that entrance. And then, like you said, he's got a devastating knee strike.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but he comes in
and no one's never kicked out of that.
And then you have Chris Moore. I watched this man, watching some highlight film, catch someone off a suicide dive and throw them into their tag partner.
Yeah.
That's how strong this guy is.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse.
And you put those two together, I mean, this tag team's going to be dangerous. Then you have, like you said, No-Coast. They're hungry, they're up and coming. You start seeing them pop up all over different federations in the area.
I know they work for PAL.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, I've seen them at Rocket Pro. I've seen them around the area. IPW, I've seen them. You got the high energy Joy Blue as the risk taker, and then you got this tough as nails kid Brian Crazer. Like I watched him get his nose busted in a match and just kept going. Just like literally just
he has no quit.
No quit to him. I'm very impressed by them. They're a formidable team that's coming along, and they're going to be dangerous.
Oh so. Yeah. I think in all honesty, they have been one of the more overlooked teams that are now starting to show people, you overlooked us, but now we're going to make sure we grab your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And coming here on October 3rd for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, I think they're going to try to do their absolute best to make a statement against the Triiibunal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh yeah, they're seeing an opportunity here. They're seeing a couple of heavy hitter talents that if they can score a pinfall, I mean that puts them in the running right away for a tag team title shot.
Absolutely. They'll be the spot in the big Memorial Tag Team Cup.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which I know you have plans for, so it's a great thing to hear.
Yeah, we will be talking about that as well on the program. And, another match that we have coming up on October 3rd. And this one might be the sleeper cell match that will probably has potential to steal the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have the gritty goon of South Side of Chicago, everyone's beloved friend Ewok,
mm-hmm.
taking on the Amish powerhouse, Zach Kickham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to be really great.
Now, that match will be extremely physical.
Yes.
Those two are both hard-hitting.
They back down from nobody.
No, hard-hitting, suplex throwing guys. I mean, these guys, you got Ewok talking trash. He's got that nasty spine buster, that ripcord clothesline. I mean, and then you got the Amish powerhouse, who's from what I've been told, does nothing for workouts but push-ups.
Yeah.
And he's built like a brick house.
Yeah.
So think about that. Like they said, hundreds of push-ups a day.
Hundreds.
Just a farm boy type build, and but he'll sit there and he'll just throw it.
Push-ups, hay bells, and
mm-hmm.
lifting up livestock. I mean, that's no joke. He's the real deal farm boy.
He has a crowd behind him. He's one of those guys when you watch him in a match. His work ethic in the ring gets the crowd behind him, and he starts getting energized. The crowd starts getting energized. It's fun to watch when he steps in the ring. So
that match itself. I mean, these two have had a history with, of course, Wrestle League.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're bringing this history to Chicagoland Championship Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the match that, if someone's sitting back and say, "Oh, well, I think Myles Mercer match or this match is going to be this and that," that might be the match that might catch everyone off guard and go, "Wow, did not expect that to be as good as it was," but that was really, really good because both those guys are so physically dominant at what they do.
You're absolutely right, John. I'm telling you, it's going to be.
Oh, it's a hospital.
These two are going to hit each other. They're both going to walk out. They're both going to walk out hurt. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, ice packs definitely be needed in icy hot.
Yeah, nope. They're not going and doing arm bars. Okay, no.
No, it's straight up fight. So, what is the next big matchup we have coming up? Is another huge showcase of our tag league division.
Mm-hmm.
We have Youth Gone Wild. Tom Heisman, Matt Creed will be taking on Joey and Jacob, the Gotch brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been building up for a long time.
Probably at this point, well over a year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even before Chicagoland got announced, Tom Heisman would take pot shots at Joey and Jacob. And, I talked to Tom at the office the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Tom, you do know, when COVID-19 hit, those two boys have a farm. And literally every single day, they're doing farm work. Every single day, they're busting concrete blocks. They're doing sledgehammer workouts. They're two collegiate All-American wrestling brothers that spar with each other constantly on the mat. And his eyes almost kind of got a little bulge. He's like, he wasn't thinking about it. Like all that time, people were relaxed on their morals, or laurels, I should say.
Yeah.
These two have been putting in the work for that one match.
Because they want to prove that they're the top tag team. And
they got the family legacy. They got that lineage.
Mm-hmm.
The great grandsons of the legendary Frank Gotch, the first American world champion.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are carrying that legacy, that lineage, and a family history.
That's a lot to put on your back, but it's also something that gives you motivation to strive to be great.
Absolutely. And You've Gone Wild, not taking anything from You've Gone Wild, they have been very dominant in almost every company they've ever wrestled in as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
They broke away for a while and did their own singles routes,
Mm-hmm.
but now they're back together, and they're without their now former manager,
Mm-hmm.
and they're wanting to also prove to people, we didn't need our former adversary and manager with us. We want to prove it to people that we can do this on our own.
Mm-hmm.
So you have two teams that are wanting to prove to everybody, not just themselves, but everyone around them, that they are the cock of the walk.
Absolutely.
To get this spot, to be where they're at on national television.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
you're dealing with, like you said, Tom Heisman, Matt Creed, both very, very good talents. Both had great singles runs. Bring them back together. Now you have two great singles competitors in one tag team. So that can be good or bad.
Yeah.
Because you have sometimes it doesn't always have the cohesiveness. If you're not working together as a team as much, you don't always have the cohesiveness of a team that works together constantly, and it's always together. So even though there are two great singles competitors, there could be some miscommunication. There could be some things that they have to be leery of.
Always something could happen.
Yes, absolutely. Now they're one of the greatest tag teams in the Midwest. But you have the Gotch brothers, like you said, working together every day, working out together.
Well, they started wrestling on the mat. Their father was a wrestler too, and their grandfather was an amateur wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everybody knows who their great great grandfather was.
Mm-hmm.
And these two kids started wrestling on the mat when they were 5-6 years old together.
Yeah.
One went on to become Joey, became a member of the Marine Corps National Wrestling Team.
Think about that.
You know how tough you have to be one, you have to be tough to be a Marine. And I know we have viewers at home. A lot of you probably are veterans, and you know as yourself as a veteran how tough being in the military in itself. With Marines, their training is so tough, and so the regimen is brutal.
Absolutely.
And for him to make it to the national squad and be a member of the national team that traveled and did all this, you're talking about a extremely tough human being walking.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey is a cancer, not Joey, but Jacob is the other brother, is a cancer survivor. He beat cancer and went on to do extremely well in collegiate All-American wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
On top of it, and now both of them are professional wrestlers.
Think about that.
I mean, that's why I break to Tom and Matt. I was like, you guys understand, they're not just wrestling tough. I've survived life's hardest battles, and I'm still here.
Oh, absolutely. And you think about, there's something between brothers that you can't teach or you can't learn.
You can't break.
Yeah, it's the brothers teams. There's that chemistry that growing up together, the natural chemistry that you're going to have as a brother tag team.
Yeah.
And then like I said, a lot of these. I had talked about earlier, there's a lot of singles wrestlers that don't always work together and utilize each other the way they should. But when you deal with a tag team that's together all the time, they have a lot of double team moves. The Gotch brothers use a lot of double team moves that they've perfected between each other, where they both know exactly where to be at the same time. They're on the same page.
It's like they don't even have to talk to each other. They know the other one's automatically thinking.
Exactly. That makes a difference.
No, it does. It really does. And another build-up to showcase what we're going to be doing with the Tag League division at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, and also the big build-up for year 2021, where we'll actually be having the Chris Martinez Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament that you fans will definitely be impressed, and also as we continue a great honor of our fallen friend Chris Martinez. One of the matchups, talking about my good late friend Chris, one of the matchups before he passed away, we talked about was Rockstar Jonny Nigh. Of course, he was originally supposed to have his match with Isaiah Moore. COVID-19 caused some problems. That match has been put back, but will happen at Chicagoland. But one of the guys that our good friend Chris Martinez was a big fan of was Mega Chris Jones. He is a disciple of the late great Billy Robinson, who was an AWA world champion, a man who trained a lot of legitimate champions in Japan, Sakuraba, the Gracie Hunter, and Chris Jones is now going to be facing Rockstar Jonny Nigh. And it's a battle, once again, of two blue chip prospects.
Absolutely.
One, I feel like with Chris Jones has been one of the most, he's probably the best unsigned junior heavyweight in the country. Taking on someone who's been made for television for so long, Jonny Nigh. And those two, that's going to be a great match.
That match is going to be incredible. Like you have Chris Jones, Mega Chris Jones. The only person I can legit compare the fans to let you kind of have a picture of what this guy's about is Daniel Bryan. I mean, this guy will rip your shoulder out of socket. He'll grab your arm in any position. He's so fluid in the ring. He'll hit you with a drop kick off the top rope. I mean, he doesn't have to do flips. He doesn't have to do that stuff to be a legit junior heavyweight, like one of the best in the country.
Oh,
and like you said, people are missing out. When you see this guy, you're going to be just amazed about the stuff he can do. And then you got Rockstar Jonny Nigh. He's been a member of the world famous Fabulous Idols and
with Joey Roth.
With Joey Roth, he's a lead singer in a real successful band. He's all over TV. He's cutting promos left and right. He's got a cocky and questionable attitude, to say the least. But that's never stopped him from winning wherever he's gone. Like whatever federations he's been a winner. He's won championships. He hooks you with that annihilation finisher. I mean, it's over.
Yeah. And he's won many championships with that finisher.
Mm-hmm. But you're dealing with a guy who's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Gotten on TV, on social media, and ripped people, and we've talked about the issue with Zeke.
Yeah. He's legitimately has bought the land of Zeke's family there in central Illinois, which is, of course, Amish country.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of farms and that region. It's going to become also quite interesting to know that with Zeke being in the same facility as him, what might happen.
Do you think this will be the first time that they've actually run into each other in person?
Yeah, because Jonny has actually avoided Zeke at all costs.
From my understanding, is he building a rock studio or something on the farmland?
He is building a movie and TV studio set. Of course, he also likes to adapt himself into making his own TV shows and all that too. I know right now he's supposed to be working on something for like CCW Network or something like that. But I know with Zeke, his family, it's really bothering. So it's been the Mennonites, the Amish Mennonite family, community for such a long time, and now this guy coming from the outside's buying their land, and he's tearing up, a lot of stuff that meant to him, and he's been kind of rude about it.
Yeah, made jokes about sheep and churning butter and stuff to this guy when that's their lifestyle. I mean,
that's all they ever known. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Zeke. Thinking about maybe going out to the farm, and maybe we'll do that together and interview him and talk to him, trying to figure out all right, what's going on, and
what's going through his mind. Coming in, coming in having a match. That could also be weighing on his mind during his match. I mean, that the fact that you have another guy in this building who's literally ruining your and your family's life.
Yeah. And every match he wrestles, he's saving money up to trying to buy back the family's farm.
Yeah. Think about that.
So I know Jonny has made a comment like, well, if he has the right money, maybe I might sell it back to him. But Jonny he likes to make profit off of anybody.
Absolutely.
But Rockstar versus Mega. That's going to be a match for the ages.
Absolutely.
I truly feel that way. Now let's talk about the semi-main event for the evening. We have the mercenary Garrisaon Creed, who has been on a tear through not only the Midwest, but out in the West Coast and the Southwest. He is coming here for his manifest destiny, as he has told everyone, to prove that he is going to be the chosen champion for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling.
Those are big words.
His opponent has been featured in Mexico, been featured on TNA, Impact Wrestling. He has wrestled all over the country. The one and only Marshe All Day Rockett. It was considered by so many people, probably in the top 5 best Chicago wrestlers in the last 20 years.
No doubt.
And what a match that's going to be, because you have two guys One who believes he is the chosen destiny. You know, it's his sole mission to destroy and tear through anybody and everybody who gets in his way.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the guy who has been to the dance.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has that chance once again. And he still has been, and still has always been the proven star that he's always claimed to be, because, you know, everyone will tell you straight up, and you mention Marshe all day, Rockett, he is the best wrestler in the country.
Mm-hmm.
What a match.
That's the semi-main event.
And that's just the semi-main event.
We're talking, you know, you got a war veteran, you got a mercenary, guy who's so extremely physical that, I mean, he will just punch you in the mouth and continue to hit you, and without even blinking an eye. This guy wants nothing but to put people away and win championships.
Absolutely.
And then the guy's not even afraid. I mean, you got a guy who, if he needs to, he can grapple with you. If he needs to, he'll punch you in the face.
And he can fly.
Yeah, but he can fly. The first time I saw him fly, I was like, and he's not a small man.
No.
And then you have, like you said, former X Division star in TNA. If you don't know who Marshe Rockett is, you're living under a rock.
YouTube him.
Yeah. You've got a guy who's, like you said, worked all over the country. When you watch him, the size of this man with athletic ability is
scary.
incredible.
It's scary.
Watching him do a tope over the top rope, are you kidding me? He's like 6 foot. He's like 6'6". He's like 250 pounds.
And 250 pounds.
Doing that,
but he's all muscle.
Yeah.
You know, and just to watch him move, it's just like, yeah. First time I ever saw him wrestle, I was just blown away by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like, I just seen a guy move like a rocket. You know, his last name is a definition of who he is. The guy is incredible.
I watched him hit, very first time I saw him wrestle in Illinois, I watched him hit a cutter off the top of a ladder to win a match. And I was like,
yeah. Like, how did
that just happen?
How did he defies gravity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, folks, you're wow. And also, who's a talent that has personally messaged me today,
mm-hmm.
and said that he's going to be on our show coming up, is Mr. Made for TV Tolly Bertorelli.
Really?
A man who has been on Empire, has been on Chicago PD, has been on a lot of national television shows. He said that he is going to be at the Chicagoland Championship Wrestling huge event coming up on October 3rd for you, the fans, here in Michigan City, Indiana.
Now, he's a big man as well.
Oh, yeah. He's 270 pounds of muscle.
He's a scary competitor, so I can't imagine when he gets in the ring what can happen.
And he said he has a lot to say, so you at the podium might have to get an earful from hearing from Mr. Bertorelli.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, hey, I'm there to interview, so if he's got something to say, let's have the interview.
Now, outside Tolly Bertorelli being there, and we have Myles, Mercer, Yoya, we have, of course, the Gotch brothers, we have No Coast,
mm-hmm.
we have all this amazing lineup that's going to be there. The main event itself, we have the Ice Pick, Vic Capri, Chicago legend, will be taking on, quite arguably, the most hardest hitting man that has ever come out of Chicago wrestling scene.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Logan, the Shogun.
Mm-hmm.
What a main event that's going to be.
Think about that. When you first told me about this matchup, I was just like my jaw hit the floor, because we're talking about Vic Capri, one of the best talents in the entire Midwest. Has worked for Japan, Europe, WWE. The guy's been on WWE television.
Absolutely.
I know he suffered a severe neck injury years ago.
Yeah, he was forced. He had to retire,
mm-hmm.
and then a couple of years later, he makes this comeback. And not want to go digging deep into his personal life, but here was a man that, before his neck injury, was being scouted by World Wrestling Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people believe the spot that CM Punk had was actually supposed to be given to Vic Capri.
Yep.
So think about this. The injury forces him to walk away, making the day of potential chance of being seen on national television is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back in probably the best shape of his life. having great match after great match with every competitor in the ring, from rookie to veteran, and still in the show everywhere he goes.
Absolutely.
The master of 1,500 holds, as some people will say.
He's a technical master.
And for him now to get the chance to come back to the premise of television, taking on martial arts expert, Chicago policeman, someone who is feared and respected by everyone in the locker room, no matter where he's at. Shogun Chris Logan.
Shogun Chris Logan is one of the hottest talents in the Midwest. Looks like $1 million. Looks like he's the kind of guy you build your company around.
Yeah.
He is that type of
He's
talent.
a human action figure.
Yes. He is that type of talent. He is, but not only is he, like you said, he's not afraid to take you out to win. But this man is extremely humble, great guy. Not just that, he's just, like you said, he is the epitome of what a champion looks like.
Absolutely. And that, ladies and gentlemen, October 3rd, the main event, the Ice Pick versus the Shogun. We will all see you there at ringside. This is John Buller from Chicagoland Championship Wrestling with our good friend, Moneymaker Michael Allen. Want to wish every single one of you a good night.